So the film begins with Princess Isabelle, whose 18th birthday is today. After taking blessings from her mom and dad, she opens her wardrobe like every year and takes out a red-colored thing from which a lot of light was coming out. Isabelle had this for the last 18 years. But Isabelle knew who gave it to her and what it was used for. Today she wanted to find out this. So she took this thing and went out of the palace, and as soon as she came out of the palace, that thing started emitting a very bright light. Even Princess Isabelle's hands get burnt and she throws that thing down. A circle of fire is formed around Princess Isabelle, and suddenly Princess Isabelle disappears inside that circle of fire, and everyone gets scared seeing this. The king also comes out after hearing the noise and gets worried seeing that the prince had disappeared somewhere. The scenes get cut from here. The story of 18 years ago is shown. When the king was returning to his kingdom after winning a battle with his journalist Max, many years later. At this time we also see journalist Max's family, which included his wife and their son John. Max comes to know that his son John is very good in studies. He likes sketching and reading books a lot. But Max feels that nothing happens by reading books. He should know how to fight so that he can become a brave warrior and make his life better. Some days pass and we see that a daughter is born in the king's house, whom he names Princess Isabelle. The entire governess's family comes to congratulate the king, and John also brings a drawing for the little Princess Isabelle. In the hustle and bustle of these guests, a man also comes to the palace who secretly slips the red-colored thing near the princess, which we have seen earlier in the movie. The king and queen keep looking at that man in surprise. They could not recognize this man but still accepted his gift. Well, time passes and now we are shown that Max used to train his son John to become a warrior of learning every day. But John, who loved reading books and sketching, used to learn to read and write with his mother, hiding from his dad. Time passes like this and John grows up. His dad had now made him a warrior, but still his interest was in books, due to which Maxine used to get scolded a lot by her dad. Here Princess Isabelle's 18th birthday also comes, and the same scene is shown from where the movie started, when she comes out of the palace with a red-colored thing, then suddenly disappears inside the circle of fire. The king also comes out in worry. He sees that only the princess crown was left inside the circle of fire. Picking it up, he announces in sorrow that whoever finds Princess Isabelle and brings her back, the king will marry him to the princess and will also give half of this kingdom to him. This news reaches General Max's ears, and he tells John that this is the chance to prove himself as a warrior. John says, "Where can I find her? She has disappeared somewhere in the fire." He tells John that I am also going with you in this mission and you will somehow find the princess. John has to agree to his words and they leave for the journey with the necessary things. When it is night, they stop at a bar on the way where they meet two people and they come to know from their conversation that they were also going to find the princess. They offer Max that we can go together. Max was not agreeing to this, but John said that it would be better for us to go together. Finally, it is morning and they continue their journey. John was still worried. He asks everyone that the world is so big. Where should we find the princess? Then a guy named Tom tells that I have heard that the place from where the princess has disappeared, the entire area around it has turned into a wasteland, i.e. it has been burnt. Hearing this, John remembers a place which he had read about in books. This wasteland was a completely burnt place where an evil magician ruled. John also knew the way to that place. And now John's dad, i.e. Max, gets very impressed by this information. The scene cuts and we are shown a black palace on the same wasteland about which John was talking. Here we are also shown the evil magician who kidnapped Isabelle. At this time Isabelle was standing in front of him and the magician was telling her about his evil intentions, that I want to marry you. The magician was very clever. He tells that 18 years ago I had placed this magical stone with you because I wanted to marry you since then. Today you have turned 18 years old. Now I can marry you. But Princess Isabelle says I will not marry you. You will not succeed in your evil intentions. The magician says that by taking such a decision you will be at a loss. Look, marry me. I will never die and will always remain young because I have a magic with which I can always remain alive and young. With the same magic, I will always keep you alive and young and very happy too. But Isabelle still refuses. Then the magician angrily says that until your refusal turns into a yes, you will remain in my captivity. Here he calls a man named Bona and imprisons Princess Isabelle, and himself disappears in the burning fire here. That Bona was taking Isabelle to imprison her. At this time he tells Isabelle that I don't want to do this with you, but I am helpless. Isabelle says, what kind of helplessness? So the boy tells that actually I was born in Bono's family, but I was born a big man, that's why Bono didn't accept me. He didn't love me. Then I came to the magician. The magician told me that he can give me Bono's life and glory again. But the magician had put a condition that I should sign a contract because I was not educated. So I put my thumb impression on that contract with my blood, and later I came to know that under this contract the magician has made me his slave for the next 100 years. He tells her that because of this contract, or say because of the curse, I can't even go out of this wasteland. The scene cuts, and now we are again shown Max's group, where these four were talking that when we get the princess, then we will divide the entire kingdom received as a reward among ourselves. In this way it becomes evening, and they sit by lighting a fire at one place. In the morning they continue their journey. So now they face wild robbers, seeing whom everyone gets scared but not Max, because Max was a very brave soldier and warrior. Fighting with so many people was a common thing for him. He had knocked down 3 people at a time. Even if someone attacked him with 3 swords, he would have driven them away with each of his swords. When everyone falls down after getting beaten, the leader of the robbers apologizes to Armus. Continuing their journey, they cross a river and finally reach Wasteland. After reaching here, people see that it was so hot here that even their water had turned into sand. John tells that this place is cursed because only the water of karst, i.e. cursed place, can turn into sand. Otherwise water never turns. Finally now they also find that palace which belonged to that magician. Well, they did not know that the princess was here, but they now come inside the palace. This palace was very big. To see the whole palace, John says that we all have to go in different directions. John himself goes towards the upper tower, and there he meets Princess Isabelle. Seeing him, the princess asks, "Who are you?" Then John tells that I am John, son of General Max. John tells that I have come here to free you. As soon as he says this, when he tries to break the locks here, the locks do not break, and the princess tells him that there is an effect of the black magic of the magician here, and these locks will be broken only with the will of the magician, or will break only when the curse of the magician ends. Now John, after hearing this, says that you wait for me. I will definitely come again to save you. Here now we are shown the remaining 3 people for whom this palace had become like a maze due to the magician's magic. These people used to come to the same room of the magician after roaming around where the magician had met the princess. In a short while, John also comes to them. Before they could talk, another door opens and Bona comes to them. He asks, "What are you all doing here?" They were about to answer his question when the magician also came here. They told the magician that they have come here to find the princess. The magician laughed and told that the princess is with me, but there is a condition to free her. He tells the name of a kingdom and says that whoever brings her locket to me from the magician of that kingdom, I will hand over the princess to him. Max says, "Why is it better than working so hard? Why don't we kill them and take the princess from here?" The magician says, "Fulfill this desire of yours too." So Max first calls John forward. John had just swung his sword. The magician threw him away with his magic stick. Then Max himself tried to kill him. He attacks the magician, but the magician throws him away too. Seeing this, the other cowardly companions themselves back off. And these people understand that now they will have to bring the locket of that magician. When these people were crossing the wasteland, an old man came in their way. He said to them, "I know where you are going. No one has been able to reach the magical kingdom where you want to go till date. There are many magical illusions on that path in which everyone gets trapped. If you want to reach there, then you will have to control yourself and not get into any illusion." John asked, "How do you know that we are going to the magical kingdom?" So that old man says, "This is not necessary. The important thing is what I told you." Taking his advice, these people move forward, and in reality they also see some beautiful girls on the way towards whom Tom was about to move. But John stopped him and said that all this is an illusion and we have to avoid it. They move a little further, and on the way they see a warrior who challenges Max that you think you are a great warrior. So, then come and fight with him. Max used to accept every challenge. Before he could accept that too. John with great difficulty makes him understand that this is an illusion and moves forward from here. Now on the way they see outside, where people were enjoying. Everyone moved forward considering it to be an illusion. But from behind John went inside that illusion due to the greed of alcohol and got stuck there. Now these people leave Tom here and start their journey ahead. So here Tom's companion sees a lot of treasure at a place ahead. He was moving towards the treasure. But then John told him that it is an illusion. The more you look at it and think about it, the more you will get trapped in it. To avoid seeing these things, John blindfolds him and they move ahead. John had saved his companion, but he could not save his dad, who again saw the illusion of a warrior and got trapped in the same illusion to fight with him. That is why he is forced to move ahead alone. These people were now crossing their next journey through the river. Then John's companion asked him what will happen to your dad? So he says that once I get the locket of that 4th latch, After that, I will find some way to get my dad out too. Finally, these people now find the witch on the net who was sitting wearing the same big locket which the magician had asked to bring. Johnny says after seeing it that the magician was saying that she is a bad witch or a witch, but to me she looks like a beautiful fairy. Surely the magician is playing a trick on us. He decides that we have to talk to this fairy. But by then her partner had already run away to get her locket from that fairy. First of all, he attacks this girl and injures her and then gets her locket. Because of him and the loss of this locket, this girl started suffering even more. Now by the time John reached here, that partner of John started running away from here with the boat, and John started talking to this girl. He tells that the magician sent us to get your locket because he has kidnapped our princess, and in return for releasing her, he has asked for your locket. He had said that you are a witch and a sorceress. But you don't look like that to me. Then the girl says that the magician has lied to you. I am the queen of fairies, and that locket has all my powers, and if it goes away from me, then I will become weak and die. No magician can get that locket. That is why he sent you humans here. The fairy was very scared and said that if the magician gets that locket, I will also die and he will ruin my kingdom. John became very sad after hearing this, and he promised that he will bring back your locket somehow and will not let anything happen to your kingdom. John was about to leave from here, but then he remembered that the fairy was also injured at this time. He asks who will treat you. Then she says that there are many other fairies here who will take good care of me, and as long as that locket is fine, I will also be alive. Now John quickly takes off his heavy clothes and goes to the palace through those clothes. He crosses the river and then runs after his companion to get the locket. But John does not get hold of it, and soon he reaches his horses and comes inside the wasteland through the horses. As soon as he came inside the palace, the magician came in front of him and asked, "Did you bring that locket?" So the companion said yes. Seeing this, the magician becomes happy. The man says that before giving this locket, you hand over the princess to me, and the magician brings the princess here as per his request. In the meantime, John also comes here. He wanted to stop Wood. He tells him not to give this locket to the magician at all. But when this man does not listen to John, John was about to move forward to stop him. But before that, this magician created a circle of fire around him from where he could not escape. Now when that man was trying to catch this rocket magician, the magician was not able to catch him due to the powers of that locket. That is why he tells this man to come and follow me. As soon as these two leave, Princess Isabelle extinguishes the fire around John and starts taking care of him. Meanwhile, the magician throws the magical locket into his magical fire. As soon as the locket falls into the fire, the magician laughs loudly and tells the man that you have completed half of my plan. That woman is not a magician but the queen of fairies. I could not touch this magical locket due to my magical curse. But you brought this locket for me. Now see, by the next full moon, when this locket melts, that queen of fairies will also die and all her powers will become mine, due to which I will be able to rule this whole world. He was telling all this when John and Isabelle also came here. He says to his friend, "Listen, I was coming to tell you these things." The scene cuts and we see the queen of fairies who was in a lot of pain due to the burning of that locket. On hearing the words of the fairy queen, Max, who was trapped in an illusion, gets confused and now remembers his son who was not here. Here we see the magician again, who shows his real old form to them and tells them that I had given you tips to pass through that magical path that day so that you can cross that path easily. The greedy man says, "Whatever it is, I have completed your work. Now as per your promise, the princess is mine." He laughs once again and says that you believed my words. You are very innocent. Saying this, he turns him into a horse and now tells Princess Isabelle that come on. Now it is time for our marriage. Isabelle angrily tells him again that I have told you that I will not marry you. Here John was still trying to extinguish the magician's magical fire with various things. He pours his bottle on it with sand. Then the magician tells him that this fire will not be extinguished like this because it is a magical fire. Now because he was harassing the magician repeatedly, the magician hangs John from the ceiling as a punishment. Seeing this, the princess feels very bad and she tells the magician to bring John down for her. In return, I am ready to marry you. As soon as Isabelle says this, the magician throws John down and sends him away from here with his magic. And from here the scenes shift to Max, who has now come to the magical kingdom. He tells that I heard someone's very painful scream here. The queen of the companies tells that this scream was mine. She tells Max everything that has happened till now, and Max understands that all this is the magician's trick, and he leaves after promising this fairy that I will save your locket. Here the queen of the fairies says that it is not so easy to defeat him. To defeat him, It is necessary to extinguish his magical fire, which contains all his power, and that fire will not be extinguished with a lot of water because all the water turns into sand as soon as it goes to the wasteland. Max asks, then what will we do? So now the Queen of Fairies gives him magical water through a fairy with the help of which that fire could be extinguished. They also tell that Max has to do this work before the next full moon. Otherwise, the Queen of Fairies will die and the magician's evil intentions will be fulfilled. Now these people were talking that, on the other side, the magician did magic on the fairy's locket and made the fairy disappear from here through the same locket and brought her to his palace. Max was surprised and asked the other fairies that where did the queen go. So all the fairies told that the magician has kidnapped her. Here the magician was telling that fairy that it has been a long time since I saw you. Before he could see her again, he saw her again. Before anyone else could talk, Buna comes from behind and says that you have started doing too much injustice these days. Hearing this, the magician gets angry and ties a sash around his neck and turns him into a dog. He now casts his magic on Stock and tells him that when I signal you, you catch John and kill him. After this, the magician brings Princess Isabelle here with his magic and shows her to the fairy and says that I am going to marry her. By the next full moon, this locket of yours will also melt. After which all your power will also become mine, and after that I will rule the world and will be happy in this world with this Princess Isabelle. The magician now leaves from here for marriage with Princess Isabelle. In the wasteland, the princess tells him to show me whether John is alive or not. So he shows John lying in the wasteland. After this, the magician gives a magical gesture due to which his magical dog comes and starts killing John. The princess and the magician move ahead, but the dog was now after John and John was trying to escape from him. In this defense, John gets hold of the dog's lanyard, and as soon as he pulls the lanyard, the dog turns into a human being, i.e. the sow. As soon as the sow comes back to its original state, it tells John that all this is the work of that magician and I want to take revenge from him. Now the scene cuts and we see Max, who is moving towards Basel and along a secret path with two fairies. Max asks which path is this? So the fairies tell that this is the path through which our queen and that magician used to visit each other's palace to meet each other. But then greed came in the heart of that magician and he started following our queen. After which our queen got this path closed forever. On the other hand, the magician reaches the princess kingdom with the princess and everyone is very surprised and happy to see the princess. The king and queen are very happy to meet their daughter again and ask her where she disappeared. But the princess is unable to tell them anything due to fear of the magician. And the magician lies to both of them that I have found your princess. Now according to the promise, you will have to marry her to me and also give me half of your kingdom. Since the king did not know the truth about the magician, he also agreed. The scene cuts and we are again shown John, who was trying to get out of the wasteland with that, but I was not able to go out from here. So he told John that due to the curse of the magician, I cannot get out of this wasteland for the next 100 years. So John went to fight alone and he said that you cannot get out of here as a sow, but you can get out as a dog. Saying this, he puts the magician's magical leash on the sow again and the sow becomes a dog again. He crosses the river in the form of a dog and on reaching the other side of the river, he opens his sash and is very happy to see that by doing this he had broken the curse of the magician and now he was free. These people now quickly reach the palace to save the princess, and before the wedding they start telling everyone the truth about the magician, that the magician had actually kidnapped the princess. He did not rescue the princess. At that time the king comes and orders to kill the magician. But the magician sets fire to everyone's swords with his magic. Seeing this, John says to the magician, if you are really a brave man, then fight with me without your magical powers. The magician agrees for 1 minute, and as soon as the fight starts, the fake magician deceives John once again, and with the magic of his sword injures John and knocks him down. Here we are shown Max, who had now reached the secret room of the magician's secret palace where his magical fire was. As soon as he finds the magical fire, he pours the magical water in the fire, which was given to him by the fairy queen. As soon as the fire is extinguished, he takes out the locket from the fire and makes the fairy queen wear it, and thus the fairy queen regains consciousness while the scene cuts, and on the other side we are shown that due to the extinguishing of the magical fire, the magician has lost all his powers. When he was about to fight with John, he was unable to fight because his magical powers were not working. So this time John knocked him down in one go and became brave in the eyes of everyone. Now seeing the magician fallen, the Bona makes the magician wear the magician's own magical patty, due to which the magician also gets scared. Now he turns into a dog. In the meantime, the fairy queen brings Max here with magic. The fairy queen tells the king the whole truth about how John and his dad Max handled this whole situation very bravely. They saved the princess, and along with the princess, they also saved the fairies and the fairy kingdom. Hearing this, The king becomes very happy and praises the bravery of both of them and finally decides to get the princess married to John. Everyone becomes very happy with this decision and this story ends here.